and you're back here on Codex Reacts with another creepy TikTok compilation. So if you haven't done already, hit and smash the like button, smash the subscribe button for me. And now, let's get into it. Bro is levitating.
Don't get public shamed. There it is. Look at this guy. Oof, got him. Oh, got her, dude. Oh no. Oh.
They're not playing around.
So, just so you guys know, do not jaywalk in China. You will be shamed.
I was about 6 years old when I went on my first official trip. I was going with my father and my grandpa Sinclair up to the North Pole. Up to the North Pole. It was a very glamorous destination, but the best scientific, military installation, top secret mission. The existence of this high security Arctic base. The existence of this high security Arctic base. It was exactly. We drove slowly through and past buildings, all of them very gray.
What was there at the North Pole? What he saw during the North Pole visit? Why it was a glamorous destination? Why there was a top secret military base? Let's go deeper. What is there at the center of the flat Earth? Rupes Nigra et Altisima, black and very high rock, and hidden for islands around the magnetic rock. Magnetic black rock at the center of the flat Earth. Does magnetic black rock affect winds at the center of flat Earth?
Even when they're trying to tell you, you're still not gonna believe it. Wow. Kids playing with spiders like their pets.
So this was a woman that said this something had took her dogs or took her animals, and she put a trail cam in the backyard and got this image. Oh boy!
Cigarette. You put it together like a battery. Take on gravity. Now what's the next one? Are you ready, my man? Show me! Yo, hold on. You ready? Hold on again. They didn't see it. They ain't see it. Yo. Take yang.
Good.
God gave us eyes to see. And I know what I saw. And I can tell you, I saw a dude.
Aleister Crowley, a very famous occultist who practiced ritual magic, he conducted a ritual that's called the Amalantra working, and he made contact with an alien named Lamb. This alien entity that he drew out was the first gray alien that was ever depicted. This magic ritual, it goes all the way back to the Book of Enoch. There were these fallen angels, they called the Watchers, and the Watchers came and they taught man how to use magic, and these entities taught them the Enochian language. Crowley said, okay, well, let's talk to these entities using that Enochian language, and he did that many times. For decades and decades, the government had this internal Pentagon group that said, hey, all this alien activity could be demonic in some way. Pump the brakes on trying to summon these things because there could be some unintended consequences.
They didn't pump the brakes. They just kicked the gas harder.
What makes Kamala qualified to become the next president of the United States?
She's not. She didn't go through the voting process. They scared of the system, but I was all by design.
So how do you think it's even possible that she is now running for president when she wasn't even voted in to be the electoral?
Good question. Because
to be the person.
Because it's part of prophecy. If you look at like Egyptian, Kamala means lotus flower. Out of the lotus flower comes the sun god Ra. So what she's going to bring what he wanted. Back in the day, the sun god, along with Akhenaten, they were the rulers of the dynasty back in the day. They're going to bring economic doom because what you have to do, you have to destroy it before you rebuild it. They're gradually doing it now. That's why they got to have these conventions, because they need you to make a covenant with them and be in agreement with them to move forward. That's all this is. It's an exercise to participate in your own doom.
Okay.
This whole system was not built for American citizens. It was built for secret groups to run it. And they're running it. And allegedly Kamala and all them, they're part.
The poor guy wasn't prepared for these answers.
You buy a new house and you find a secret hatch.
We found this secret hatch in her basement.
We've been terrified by what's behind it, and I noticed that there's a crawl space here.
Right.
So I think we should take it off.
All right, so it's moving, but they're like nailed into this wall. It's kind of weird. I don't know what these are, but we're almost there. It's really cold back there. It's freezing. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's freezing. Let me see the camera.
Let me know what you think in the comments.
Look at it. Help me get pushed up here. I got you. Oh, what the? Dude, there's like some weird ass shit in there. What is it? There's like antlers and there's like a box. A box? Can you help me get in though? Hold on, wait. I need shoes. This shit's nasty. I'm in. Oh, that hurt, dude. I just slammed my knee. There's like a crystal ball. Oh my god. What the fuck? Dude, it's in like the form of a star.
I will leave it alone.
Like a pentagram thing. Matt, if I bring this over there, can you take it out? All right, hold on. There's candles on top. I don't know. I'm trying not to disturb it, but they were in form of a star. Matt, can you grab it? Yeah, I'm trying. Oh shit! Oh shit! Good. God, that's heavy. There's still more stuff. I want to see what's in that box. What?
My goodness. My goodness. That is amazing. keep the gun. She's trying to. Whoa. Nice positioning by the sub-captain. This is fantastic. Wow, look at the size. I mean, this female, she's definitely bigger than the sub is long. Yeah.
It's called the Wall of Benin, like one of the world's largest structures. But I've never known about it. And it was in Nigeria. It was the capital city, but they made interconnecting walls that stretched over 10,000 miles. And it was all man-made. And it was like the world's largest structure. But the British destroyed it in 1897 when they were colonizing it.
Lame.
But that's enough wall to circle the United States 3 times.
It says 4 times longer than the Great Wall of China.
How have I never heard of that?
That's what I'm saying. Even the people of Nigeria now, they don't even know about it. So like people are trying to like discover more about it to teach them of their ancient culture and stuff.
They started in 800 AD and continued until 1460 AD.
Yeah, they said it took 150 million man-hours to build.
Very little remains today. How is that possible?
Because the British destroyed it.
All of it.
Imperialism.
Yeah. Is that not insane?
That's crazy.
Yeah, never heard of it before.
To be honest, I learned something today. Never heard about it.
About my character and my discipline, and I didn't know what discipline was, so he explained to that. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Mike, did you love him or you were afraid of him?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you reconcile that, loving him and being afraid of him?
How do you reconcile that? You're his slave. If he told me to kill you, I would kill you.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, I'm a young black kid from the hood.
Right.
If you said something disrespectful, my fighting comes to beat you and stop punching you.
Right.
So, I said I dedicate my life to him for that. I wish I could say he was just this white man I played. I wish I could say that.
Right.
But that's not how it goes.
Mm-hmm. You miss him to this day? Do you think
He was like his dad.
that if he had lived, that your life would have been different?
He made Iron Mike.
Yeah.
You wrote a poem for a book, right? And I love this poem. Do you mind if I read it? It's called An Ode to Happiness. And he really wrote this. I draw a hot sorrow bath in my despair room with a misery candle burning. I wash my hair with regret shampoo after cleaning myself with pain soap. I dry myself with gorgeous white, 100%, and it will never change towel. Dude,
Keep going.
If you're
Finish
alone,
the poem.
you don't put on
If
silk.
you're going to read the poem, read the poem,
And
man.
I go to sleep. Yeah, right in the middle of the poem.
You're just like...
When the hue has gone blue...
And you can't quite grin and bear it.
Let
this word picture remind you it can always be worse.
Touche.
Hey, he said it all. It can always be worse. So always be grateful for what you have.
Hey, Dad, look at Carlin.
Get up here, Carly! What the hell was that? The hell was that? Who are you?
Please let me in.
Huh?
Please help me.
What? What's wrong with you?
It is for me.
What?
It took my daughter.
Parker?
Please let me inside.
Parker!
How could 9 times any number be 9? Any number you multiply by 9, the answer is still 9. What in the world? They've been hiding so much from us. Now it's getting deep, y'all. It's something with these numbers, okay? There's something behind these numbers. How is that so? How could it be? 9 times 9 is 81. 81. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. And it goes on and on. It does not matter what number you use. It's still going to be 9. It's still going to be 9. It's not just 9 times 1 equals 9. No, it's 9 times any number is 9.
You know what, guys? We got to try it. 9 times 253, 2277. So 2 plus 2, 4 plus 7, 11 plus 7, 18. 18, 1 plus 8, 9. Okay, cool. Something's up.
Skin technology. So we make this kind of crazy nanoparticle that's a tattoo ink, that's like smart tattoo ink that actually you can control your tattoo. So you can turn your tattoo on, you turn your tattoo off, and you even change the picture inside your skin, like instantly, painlessly, like 100 times in a day. It's crazy. It's called magic ink, and it's light reactive. So if you give it a certain light, you could activate the tattoo. Give it a different light, you could deactivate your tattoo. But also, in a patch of skin, you could change the picture. So you have like mom one day, dad another day. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Most people who have seen this video seem to agree the ghostly image on the stained glass window does indeed look a bit like Princess Diana. But is it real or just an optical illusion? The video was taken by Chinese tourists at a church in Glasgow. They didn't notice anything when they were shooting it, but when they got it home and played it back, they contacted paranormal writer Michael Cohen. The footage is being used in an upcoming TV series on paranormal mysteries. It's also being examined by researchers to see if the ghostly figure really is Lady Diana Spencer.
Considered a child prodigy in electronics. My entire life has been devoted to the study of the effects of electromagnetic energies on the human mind. When I was 13 years old, I invented a device that transmits sound to the human brain using electromagnetic waves. So this is my field. I've been studying this field for over 40 years. And HAARP scares me because I know what it can do. I know that HAARP can be used to control the human mind.
I'm at the Denver airport, the new HAARP installation in the center of the airport. We start off here with the world. At the South Pole, there is a gate, and then around the world is sand. At the North Pole, there's this pole that leads up to this arrow. The arrow points down to what it looks like perhaps a firmament, to a train station. I should also mention the world is depicted as flat over there. From the train station, from the arrow, we come down here, perhaps a way to get in and out of the world as we know it. Again, surrounded by rocks and sand. Maybe this is where the lizard people live. It's weird.
Family that they are literally not human. Now, Aryan initiates, these are positioned between man and God in their belief system, which makes them demigods. A demigod or demigoddess is a part human and part divine offspring of a deity and a human, or someone who has attained the divine spark. This is the beehive hexagram. It symbolises elite rule over a worker colony. It also means in secret societies that we all work as one in order to achieve a common goal. Here we see the fleur-de-lis, which came from the bee symbol. And here we see just one example of many across the world, where we have beehive huts. This is Egypt. These were called the Sarmung. Sarmung means beekeeper, and that indicates that they are the knowledge keepers, because the nectar that bees collect is really symbolic for the knowledge that is collected by the knowledge keepers.
more dangerous than the San Andreas Fault.
The Puente Hills Fault is in a densely populated area. It includes Los Angeles, Pasadena, Monterey Park, and Whittier.
Monday's 4.4 earthquake was relatively small, but packed a serious punch. It happened along the Puente Hills thrust fault system, stretching from southern San Gabriel Valley through downtown LA out to Hollywood. A complex web of buried faults that seismologists say is far more dangerous than the famous San Andreas.
We get about an order of magnitude more damage from a Puente Hills earthquake than from a San Andreas earthquake, because so many people so close. And it's not just that we're in LA, we're in the older part of LA, right? The part where the buildings aren't built so to withstand earthquakes.
At Pasadena City Hall, built in 1927, a pipe broke, sending water cascading outside the building. Inside, someone got trapped in an elevator. Monday's quake happened along the same fault system responsible for the deadly 1987 Whittier Narrows quake, which claimed more than half a dozen lives and caused more than $350 million in damage. Since then, the system has been relatively quiet. In fact, the last 4 decades in Southern California have been relatively quiet for quakes until this year, which has seen a lot of shaking, especially magnitude 4.
We're thinking about the Puente Hills because we've had the earthquake right now. But everybody in Southern California lives within 5 miles of an active fault. We are riddled with them. And you can't live here worrying about any one particular fault. We don't know which one's going next.
The treaty stated the aliens would not interfere in our affairs and we would not interfere in theirs. We were particularly interested that they do not interfere with anything that would affect our future, which has been violated. We would keep their presence on Earth a secret. They would furnish us with advanced technology and would help us in our technological development. They would not make any treaty with any other Earth nation. They could abduct humans on a limited and periodic basis for the purpose of medical examination and monitoring of our development, with the stipulation that the humans would not be harmed, would be returned to their point of abduction, that the humans would have no memory of the event, and that the alien nation would furnish MJ-12 with a list of all human contacts and abductees on a regularly scheduled basis. And this is not being done. It was agreed that each nation would receive the ambassador of the other for as long as the treaty remained in force. It was further agreed that the alien nation and the United States would exchange 16 personnel each to the other with the purpose of learning each of the other. The alien guests would remain on Earth and the human guests would travel to the alien point of origin for a specified period of time, then return, at which point a reverse exchange would be made. I have no knowledge whatsoever of what happened to those original 16 humans who left the Earth with the aliens. It was also agreed that bases would be constructed underground for the use of the alien nation and that 2 bases would be constructed for the joint use of the alien nation and the United States government. The base at Dulce is one, the base at S4 in the area known as Area 51 or Dreamland is the second. Exchange of technology would take place in the jointly occupied bases. These alien bases would be constructed under Indian reservations in the 4 corners of Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona, and one would be constructed in Nevada in the area known as S4, located approximately 7 miles south of the western border of Area 51, otherwise known as Dreamland. All alien areas are under complete control of the Naval Department, and all personnel who work in these complexes receive their checks from the Navy. Construction of the bases began immediately, but progress was slow until large amounts of money were made available in 1957, and in the meantime, work continued on the Yellow Book with the information derived from the guests.
It's partially true. I mean, what do we bring to the table? What value? They have more technology than us, more advanced technology, so what do we bring besides shadiness?
Country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president.
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Breaking headline about Joan Rivers, who died exactly 6 weeks ago. Tonight, what the medical examiner is now revealing, what the comedy legend was given during that procedure. Here's ABC's Mars Scavocampo tonight.
Tonight,
tonight, the long-awaited report on Joan Rivers' death, showing the comedian died of brain damage caused by a lack of oxygen in her blood. But the report doesn't explain exactly what caused that drop in oxygen levels. It does say it happened while she was sedated for a routine procedure to treat acid reflux and examine changes in her voice. The medical examiner's report also revealing Rivers was sedated with propofol, the same powerful anesthetic that led to Michael Jackson's death. Rivers' death cited as a, quote, therapeutic complication, meaning death was an accepted possibility of the procedure, but suggesting there were no obvious medical errors.
When the brain and the heart are deprived of oxygen for a matter of minutes, you can start into an irreversible spiral that then will lead to a cardiac arrest.
In a statement, Rivers' daughter Melissa says, "We continue to be saddened by our tragic loss and grateful for the enormous outpouring of love and support." Since Rivers' death, the clinic's medical director has stepped down. The state's Department of Health has completed their investigation into the clinic and will release those findings.
Has she been targeted for what she said? Let me know in the comments.
The death investigation of Utah CEO Aaron Valenti. Now, Valenti disappeared in California, and yesterday, reports are that her body was found inside a parked car. Now, we know this is a developing story. ABC4's Nicole Newman joining us live now with what she has been able to find out. Nicole?
Now, this afternoon, San Jose police telling ABC4 that this is still an ongoing investigation, and as of right now, there were no new updates. Now, this is Aaron pictured here on your screen. The 33-year-old was the CEO of Tinker Ventures, a Utah-based tech company that creates applications for iOS, Androids, and for the web. According to a family friend, Aaron's body was discovered in her rental car. It was yesterday in the 6500 block of Bose Lane in San Jose.
But when Aaron called this time, things were different. Aaron was distraught, slightly panicked, and she couldn't locate her rental car, a gray Nissan Murano. Agnes and Joseph stayed on the line during the duration of her search, and luckily, she did end up finding her car. Although when she did, the conversation took a bizarre turn. Agnes and Joseph Valenti would later recount that Aaron started speaking erratically, at a mile a minute, and making very little sense. It was of their opinion that their daughter was having an unusual manic episode. According to Joseph, she was talking about coming home for Thanksgiving one second, until finally, and before hanging up with her parents for the very last time, she said, "It's all a game. It's a thought experiment. We're in the Matrix."
Hey, we first class. It's an experiment. How many times we're going to hear that? It's all a game. It's an experiment. It's a matrix. It's a simulation. Why not?
My friend, you made major news the last time you were here. Did you realize that?
About the alien, the shapeshifter.
Yeah, you dropped a bombshell. Every paper picked it up.
Let's just say I was with somebody once, and I saw a transformation that I can't explain.
The person transformed into something other than human.
Yes, I saw it.
You were talking to someone. They said to you, "Look, something's going to happen here. I'm going to morph into something else."
Imagine you're doing something and suddenly you turn around and there's somebody else standing there.
You still standing by it?
Absolutely. I know it happened. In fact, it happened twice. And on top of that, what's amazing is we live in a world where, look, I've been in public life on some level for 30 years.
Yep.
People treat it as if I'm
crazy. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm here to say, now maybe I had a hallucination, but I saw what I saw.
Right. You saw it. It's your reality.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, to question somebody's reality is a strange thing.
The second time you saw a shapeshifter, where were you? Probably at Darcy's house.
It was the same. It was the same person.
Oh, it was.
This happened with the same person twice.
Billy, when will you announce who this person is so I can investigate? Seriously.
I wouldn't name names.
But it's a famous person, right?
I wish it was somebody famous.
Yeah, because then that would be awesome.
Well, think of the book sale.
It was like Justin Bieber.
If you release their name, they will be famous. They're shapeshifters.
If I told you in private the story, could you keep my confidence?
Yes.
All right.
Now, here's the good thing about telling me something. Within a minute, I forget, because I think everything is nonsense.
I will tell you the story.
You will?
Yeah. And I will say...
Go ahead.
Since we're on radio.
Thank you.
That the story is even more fantastical than you think.
Wow.
Can you give us something?
The person was naked.
Wait a second. Were you in bed with the shapeshifter? Were you making
I
love?
will tell you in confidence.
Holy mackerel. Now I'm with you. It was a woman. You made love to her.
Haven't we all experienced this?
Did you? Oh, believe me, I've been with people who shapeshifted. Right? But their personalities, they were completely different people before and after. Are you saying it was a lover who actually shapeshifted?
I can no longer discuss this.
All right.
I don't think he made that up. Hey, they're living among us, guys. We gotta wake up.
This is Michelle Lamy, and I fell into a deep, dark rabbit hole last night, finding out more about her. Michelle was born in the 40s. She is around 80 years old. She's worked as an attorney, a clothing designer, a performer, a producer. She was born in France, but has lived in many places, including New York and Los Angeles. And she's the wife of fashion designer Rick Owens, who is also known as the Lord of Darkness in the fashion community. Michelle actually discovered Rick Owens, and a lot of people credit her for his career. One time, Michelle wore his head as a purse. I don't work in the fashion industry, so there's a lot of things that I probably don't understand, but Michelle is very highly respected among her peers. And many celebrities, like the ones pictured here. Usher, Kim Kardashian, A$AP Rocky, and Kanye West. She has a very distinct style. Every morning she draws a black line on her forehead, and she says she doesn't really have an explanation for it. She also stains her fingers black. It has been reported online that Michelle got her inspiration from the Amazigh women, who also used to paint on their face. She's also known for having gold-plated teeth, but the rabbit hole that I fell into last night has people convinced that Michelle is a high priestess or witch of some sorts in the Hollywood scene. Now, I'm not saying she is or she isn't, and I simply cannot get into all of the details. The information is out there if you want to look into it, but there's so much mystery surrounding this woman. Like I said, she is highly respected in the fashion and art industries. A lot of people really love her work, and a lot of other people are convinced that she controls a lot of what is going on in Hollywood and that there's something much more sinister going on, allegedly. Let me know your thoughts.
They are not your thoughts as such, but you pick them up from the collective, most of them. You identify with thinking, and the identification with thinking becomes ego, which means simply that you believe in every thought that arises, and you derive your sense of who you are from what your mind is telling you who you are. Opinions, viewpoints of that's me. That's some people talk to themselves, and then you are, oh, you are so good. Why doesn't the world recognize you? Or the mind says, you're no good. Same thing. You're no good at all. You fail at everything, don't you? And then you believe in it. And then you suddenly have a low view of yourself. Why you have a low view? Because you believed in your thoughts. They're little energy forms, like entities, and they get stuck in your head and don't refuse to go. And the more you believe in it, the more more deeply lodged they become in your mind. And so some people are stuck with very hostile entities. I'm saying entity, not in some spooky way, but every thought is an energy form, and as such, we could call it an entity. And there are many people in this world who are stuck with hostile, life-denying, continuously critical and attacking entities that they carry in their head, and they believe that is who they are. And they are continuously attacking themselves. And if they are not attacking themselves, they attack others around them. Let me tell you who you are. Of course, what they're really saying is, let me tell you who I am. So they project the famous, you know the famous saying, we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. Which means you look at reality through the screen of your thinking, believing in your thoughts, having no space outside of the movement of thought. Again, here we come to the vital thing, lack of space inside. That is the unconscious condition, spiritually, completely unconscious. And then you are burdened with a heavy ego. You are the ego, which is not an entity apart from thought. It is thoughts that you have identified with. The first moment of freedom comes when you realize that certain thoughts have been going through your head for years, perhaps, and that they are only thoughts, and that you are not the thought. You're the awareness. In my case, I became aware that I had a thought, for example, that started in childhood. One of many negative thoughts I had, bad things always happen to me. Bad things always happen to me. Your perception then becomes selective. When you have a thought like that, you notice much more, because in everybody's life, things, in daily life, things go wrong. You miss a bus, you get stuck in a traffic jam, or you lose some money. But yes, this is normal. But if you have the thought, bad things always happen to me, you're extremely aware of those things, and they confirm to you that the thought is correct. So the reality will confirm to you, and not only that, that thought or any thought of that kind actually attracts bad things, negative things. Just incredible how people create their world through that. So freedom comes from stepping out, encountering, first of all, a little bit of space inside you, presence. And then from there you realize certain thoughts as repetitive and just a thought. Bad things always happen to me. Oh, there it goes again. To become free of ego means becoming free of thought, identification with thought. That's the end of the ego. It may reassert itself from time to time, but at least that's the awakening.
Now remember, your thoughts are shaping your reality. Hey, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit and smash the like button, smash the subscribe button for me, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.